Hi guys, it's Petr. So today I'm recording very special session for you. Well, you can see then I'm on live RNG roulette table in Casino Club as normally, but this time I open all three apps, so VRSEDGE App, Musketeers app and Black Pirate. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna show you how you can use the apps for play, analyze the numbers, outcomes, and what you can do with the apps. And actually you can compare all three apps in the same time and show which signals you can receive and use for your live play with these apps. So this whole, let's say, recording takes 26 minutes, so I will not provide audio comment for the whole time. But what you are going to see is that I'm entering the same numbers to all three apps and showing you the possible outcomes and analysis of the numbers outcome as well, so you can decide what would be the best approach for you. So if I start with the VRSEDGE app, you can see then, and you will see actually in later stages, then I will enter, let's say, 20, 30, maybe 40 spins, and immediately in the part of expectation and especially standard deviation 1 and 2, you will see then whenever you receive a signal, let's say green color in standard deviation 1 for this numbers pattern like 7, 70, 27 and so on, then mostly after 10 spins or something these numbers are coming. So the standard deviation 1 and in the best case 2, if you can reach the level, then standard deviation 2 is green and giving you a signal. It's VRSEDGE app, so that's really good signal for you. Then maybe these 3 or 4 numbers make sense to start betting, or at least somehow observe or watch and make your decision later. Even if you can take, let's say, idea, then you will maybe first see then one of these 3 or 4 numbers, once the standard deviation is 1, will hit, and after this hit you can start betting on these 3 or 4 numbers. This is also nice idea. I would say I'm using mostly the time if, let's say, non-hit is approximately 40 or 50 times, 50 spins in case of 3 numbers, and 40, 50 spins in 4 numbers, and standard deviation 1 or 2 are both green. So I'm starting to bet on these numbers, and normally within, let's say, 20 spins you will receive it. But as always, so you have to be careful, because maximum non-hit for any 3 or 4 numbers can be quite high. For 3 numbers easily 100. Of course, these are the peaks and rare cases, but once this will happen, you can't pay the progression. That's the point. So, and for 4 numbers, easily 60, 70 spins, they will not hit these 4 numbers. So, but as you will see, so whenever the standard deviation in this VRSEDGE app is providing green signal, ideally the best choice is if standard deviation 2, this SD2, is green, then it makes sense to really start betting. And you will see, and from the live RNG roulette table, then this is exactly the case. Whenever you see this green color and some higher numbers for these patterns are immediately hitting right now. So that's quite nice, have such a overview and immediately receive the possible chances to bet. And therefore this, let's say, VRSEDGE app is, I call it classical analytic app, so because it gives you absolutely overview what's going on with your numbers on your table, and you can always decide what to do. You can also define your custom numbers, and you will see that I decide these 4 numbers 0, 10, 20, 30 to custom numbers part, and I activated condition average non-hit, saying if average non-hit is 45 spins, then start betting on these 4 numbers, and this average non-hit is let's say, like a sum of the non-hit from these 4 numbers. If some of them will come, so of course the average non-hit is going down, and you will see then there won't be a situation then average non-hit for these 4 numbers will be 45. So you can change the condition, not 45, can be 30 or something like this, and that is again very good signal to give you. Then you can start betting if you reach your condition. So come back to Musketeers app, for example. So you see then once you reach 30 spins, then Musketeers app provides you already forecast. I activated play numbers 4, so I'm playing 4 numbers, and immediately, let's say, the money management is active for these 4 numbers because I activated VRE condition. I'm saying then if the VRE ratios for 4 numbers, the highest 4 VRE ratios are in total 1.2, I wanna start betting. And you can see then currently the sum of these 4 highest VRE ratios is 2.54, and the point is then maybe 1.2 is relatively too low, so normally it's good to always observe what VR ratios are normally calculated, and then maybe enter 2, 2.5 or 3 like sum in this condition, in this VRE condition, and then you will see then you will not play very often, but you'll have a really good chance to hit. So in this case app is playing all the time, and you will see then there will be small minus in the bankroll at the end of the session, but what is very much interesting is then risk reward ratio will be 10:1. So if you would use, and it's playing only 20 spins, 2 levels in total, 20 spins, so it's definitely nice potential in this VRE ratio. You have to find the best balance for you, so you have to test and try which condition, VRE condition to use, which money management, how many spins and levels and so on. So this is up to you, but already now if you see risk ratio 10:1, there is definitely a good potential. And don't forget it was only for 20 spins, so you can play another 10 spins and there will be high chance then you'll have a risk ratio 11:0, for example. But okay, so this for the Musketeers app. And for Black Pirate, so I'm waiting of course always for 60 spins, so therefore first 60 spins have to, let's say, generate, and then I will receive first predictions from the app. In the meantime, you can see now then how the VRSEDGE App is going. So again, whatever is you receive the signal from standard deviation, it's good to wait a little bit, and if you receive the standard deviation 2 signal, it's very good chance then your numbers patterns will come. So this is exactly how do I use my apps. So if I summarize it, so VRSEDGE app, I have a really clear picture about the whole table, all numbers. I can see my VR ratio and non-hit, also this for special patterns predefined, I see my standard deviations. This is quite good. In the same time I can analyze and play my custom numbers if I like. And so this is a very supportive analytical, or as I call it, classical tool for me. Musketeers app I'm using if I want to use my VRE condition and also for velocity numbers, but you know then I also develop velocity numbers to my Black Pirate app. But Musketeers app I'm using especially for non-hit and VRE ratio, because it's quite nice ratio for me and I like it very much. There is nice algorithm behind. And also in Musketeers app I provide so-called second VRE. So there are 2 types of VRE ratios. The second one is, let's say, constantly going down, so the more numbers you play, the lower ratio you will receive. But it's okay, so you have to consider it in your condition, play with that, test your ideas and see how it goes. So of course you cannot expect then you would just, let's say, press RNG button and always your bankroll would be in plus. Simply that's app, that's random generator. So you have to find the best promising setup. I mean, money management, numbers, your VRE conditions or non-hit conditions, and all of this together, you can really find interesting setup and good help for your play. It's definitely true. And once you receive numbers, let's say 60 numbers, Black Pirate provides the predictions and what you will see in this, let's say, recording at the end. So for Musketeers and last four, it will not look really good because simply this table is not really frequently repeating numbers. So therefore these two algorithms, Musketeers and last four, they have a tough time. But you will see then velocity numbers algorithm, the original one, will have a really nice risk-reward ratio, so always successful. And I can already tell you then, even then I stopped recording after this 26 minutes, so I was still playing this table. I was finally betting on the numbers based on my Black Pirate app and velocity numbers predictions, and I generated another maybe 6 or 7 winning sessions in 3 levels after I stopped recording. So it was quite good. This table was going well. I'm always saying, so these 60 spins which you need to enter, either if you use Musketeers app and generate velocity numbers clicking on a button, or if you would use Black Pirate app. So these 60 spins can give you really nice idea whether numbers are really repeating or not, or whether this numbers distribution is quite normal and it looks good. So this is therefore great help already before you decide to which algorithm you should play. And normally, if I tell you this velocity numbers algorithm, that's good if the numbers distribution is, let's say, plus minus normal and numbers are not really repeating very often. This second one, this no exp, is a simplified velocity algorithm, and actually it uses a momentum, so it uses the currently hitting numbers and momentum. So it's not taking something like last four numbers and bet on them, no, but it takes really frequently coming numbers based on some kind of selection and special algorithm. So if this is the case on the table, that's really good to use the second no exp algorithm. And non-hitter, so of course you have to check, this is one of the options, then always taking last 60 spins and evaluating non-hit and providing these numbers like a prediction. Chaos theory is using, really, maybe you read a book about that, this algorithm is in and trying to predict numbers based on chaos theory. And Musketeers is also interesting. So in this session at the end you will see that it's not so much successful, but I was playing another live session, let's say, without recording, and Musketeers was really, let's say, it was going like hell, absolutely crazy. So it had just, I would say, risk-reward ratio. The live session which I played was 38-1, so it was crazy good. So you can see then, you have to always see what table is going. Of course the patterns can change and the one table is repeating and then suddenly it's not, but normally it is the case if the table since beginning is looking like a lot of numbers are repeated quite frequently. So that's good to consider playing Musketeers or last four and no exp, these three. And if you think then numbers distribution is mostly normal and of course numbers will repeat, but not so frequently, and so that's the best to use original velocity numbers, cows, and non-hit. So you can see currently then we moved further and some spins were entered. There are already some winnings visible. So I would say then if you want to see the whole session, that's great. As I said, 26 minutes, but I think I describe exactly how do I use my apps and what are the most benefits to using them. So thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.